Hi. So I know I just uploaded a video, but I figure since no one's home, I might as well seize the opportunity. I don't have to leave for work for an hour, which is awesome. It's 3:41 on April 1st, and so in this video I wanted to talk about myself, I guess, because I don't think I've ever really made it clear, like, how I like to label myself and whatnot. And this is something I've been thinking about for quite a long time, trying to figure out how to put it into words, and I will not do a very good job putting it into words, but I hope I do get my point across. It came up recently, having a conversation with Addison, and I realized that I never actually really put it out there. I never really explained myself or defined myself and whatnot. We were talking about gender blenders and how wonderful the mix is, and you know, people are constantly saying stuff about, you know, binary, not binary, whatever. And I don't really like those labels because, I mean, as I'm sure most people don't, and I'm sure most people think, at least around on here, is a gender is fluid. And I like to think of that as such. So, for myself, I don't label myself as binary at all. Although, you know, I suppose my outward intention is to blend into the male role. But let me explain. I, as a person, am someone who does not like to stand out in a crowd. I don't. I never have. I don't mind being a leader, but I am, I guess, more of a passive leader. You know, I've always played sports. I was the captain of my field hockey team in high school, and I suppose in that aspect I could relate that, you know, in relation, I was a leader off the field because I was never the best, and I don't like to be the best, and I don't like to be one out front. Fuck, I was a goalie. So I would tell, you know, off the field, it would be like, you know, a group thing. It'd be like, here's what we gotta do, you know, you guys could do it, whatever. Do the whole leadership thing. And then on the field, I let them do their thing. Whoever, you know, is, you know, a leader on the field, I let them take charge. I suppose that's I guess how I could, I don't know, my leadership skills. I'm more of a behind-the-scenes leader, I guess you could say, as opposed to the front lines. And I lost myself. Yeah. So, when it comes to transition and life in general, I've never defined myself as a gender. Growing up, I always referred to myself as third person. In my head, I've always referred to myself in the third person. And I up until about like maybe like high school, I never referred to myself even in dialogue as she or he or either. I like I said, you know, it wasn't until high school that I actually started doing that because people started to see me as weird. I'm weird, I am, but I just wanted to be a little less weird, so I changed that. So I still do refer to myself as she, just because that's sort of, it's my way of just blending in. Just not a big deal. Like, I'm not one to correct someone on pronouns, and I probably won't, honestly. Even if I do start hormones, you know, I'll let you correct yourself, because eventually I'm not going to look like a she anymore. And eventually you're just going to sound like a dumbass. And, you know, whatever. In my head, I still use third-person pronouns. Me, myself, they, whatever. You know, that kind of thing. And as far as, like, binaries go, I don't want to, I'm not like Mr. Macho Man, nothing like that, please. I may like girls, but my manager calls me her little gay boy, her little boy toy. She's fucking awesome. She's hilarious. So I'm like the little gay boy that she doesn't have anymore. She used to have, like, this awesome little gay boyfriend. I'm like the little gay boyfriend now, except I like girls too, which I think is funny. I like to be weird and, you know, outgoing and flamboyant, I suppose you could say. But that's just who I am. I'm here, I'm queer, get used to it, right? I'm not like, oh, I gotta be all masculine and whatever. I just want to be myself. But in regards to, like, medical transition, I do want to go all the way because I want to blend in when I'm not standing out, I guess. I want to have the ability to hide in the crowd because I am a very quiet person when I don't know anybody, when I'm not comfortable in a situation. I mean, I'm quiet, I am, you know, standoffish, I guess. I will be that wallflower, you know, until I get comfortable with the situation, and then my personality will come out, but I'm not going to mold my personality around my outward appearance, or vice versa. You know, if I were born male, I'd probably be one of those guys that you could swear is gay, but still dates women, and just probably, you know what I'm talking about? You ever see those people? And you're just like, oh, I've known him for so long, he is so flamboyant, swear he's gay, but he swears on his life that he likes women. That would be me. And I do, I love women. I don't see that changing. I don't even know if I've gotten my point across, but I don't like the label of binary, or not, or queer, or I'm just me, and I'll be who I want to be, how I want to be it, you know, and I don't know, I guess I wanted to put that out there, because like I said, I'm not some macho man, and that's not what I'm trying for. You know, I want my outward appearance to reflect my mind's eye of what I see of myself. And how I present myself is a completely different story. Like I said, I'm not gonna change that. I'm not gonna change my behaviors. I mean, like, maybe a few for whatever reasons, I don't know. But I'll learn that, I suppose, with a new male socialization. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't like the way that sounded, and it's really hard for me to put into words. It's hard for me to put anything into words, honestly, but shit, if you could plug something into my head and record my thoughts, I would have written a couple kick-ass books by now. But there's that whole processing part that my frontal lobe just fucks that all up. So, yeah, I think that's it. Those are my thoughts for right now. And I think I might have one other video, so I'm sorry if I'm, like, bombarding you with fucking videos before. I mean, today. Before what? Okay. So, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Later.